All right, we're asking people today, would you sign a relationship contract to make sure that your relationship basically lasts or stays better, I guess? So 60% said heck yes, 40% no. Love conquers all. And guess who's with me to discuss the legal ramifications of relationship contracts and if they actually even have a place in court? Joey Jackson.
The relationship expert. Not.
All right, up first, we asked people, would they sign a cohabitation agreement? So a cohabitation agreement basically means, all right, when we move in together, I own this, you own this, and if we move out, here's what you get. Let's listen into what some people were saying when we talked to them in the CNN Center.
It makes the breakup less messy. I mean, if you need to part ways, you don't always want it to be on bad terms. So if you set terms beforehand, then, I mean, I don't know. I just think that it would just be better.
To me, putting it in writing just sort of restricts the relationship, if you would. So even though some of those things would be understood, I would say have an agreement, but not put it in writing.
All right, Joey Jackson. Would a cohabitation agreement even like last in court? Would it float in court? I mean, I have a boyfriend. We break up. And then he's not giving me the picture that I wanted before we even moved in together. Can I take it to court?
Well, first of all, what the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Oh,
anyway,
God.
All right.
No one wants to hear that stuff.
Nobody does. If you need a writing, obviously, you know, there's a couple of schools of thought. If you write things down, it makes it cleaner. It enhances the expectation. Everybody knows what the story is. And certainly if you take it to court, it establishes the intent of the parties. So as long as the agreement is fair and reasonable and not, to use a legal term, unconscionable, favoring one side over the other, the court would entertain it and enforce it.
All right, so up next, social media agreement. I'm not sure if you've ever had any bad pictures on social media. An ex of mine put a bad picture on social media once, and I was like, come on, dude, there's rules to social media. So, do we think one should sign a social media agreement within a relationship, like you can't post that picture? Let's listen into what people are saying.
I just don't believe in putting anything in writing because that establishes the trust that we have. Okay. You know, everything's verbal or just understood.
I agree. Even with friends, you have like agreements, like don't post anything until I see it.
All right, social media agreement, does it fly?
Not so much. But the reality is if someone put a picture of you and say, for example, it's in a compromising position, they could get into some serious trouble. So regardless, exactly. So regardless of even if you have a writing, if somebody did that, you can really jam them up because they've jammed you up.
All right, pre-pregnancy contract. We're about to have a baby. You're going to change the diapers on Thursday. I'm going to change the diapers on Friday.
No. You're changing on Thursday. I'm changing on Friday. See, we're arguing already.
All right, this is too much. Let's hear what people have to say.
Had this been available before, say, 11 years ago, I probably would have been ready to sign or have him to sign the contract. Just so that we are equally sharing the responsibility.
I think with just open communication in a marriage, if you're having a child, you have to communicate. I don't know if a contract's necessary.
Joey Jackson, did you equally share responsibility with your wife, or are we going to have to get her on the phone? Oh, we have Joey Jackson's wife on the phone, everybody.
I'm still sharing responsibility, but it's all good. Yeah, you know what? Writings are good, but love is better, right? What did I say? What the world needs now.
Love conquers all.
Love, sweet love.
All right, stop thinking. Joey Jackson, thanks so much for weighing in on relationship contracts. Would you sign a relationship contract? Share your thoughts on this story at facebook.com/HLN on the case.